This old man never expected it at all. Before dying, he made a wish to the goddess to be reincarnated. But unexpectedly, when he opened his eyes again, he had become a baby girl. Lise felt bitter inside. In his previous life, he had devoted his entire life to the nation. His only regret was not having perfected the ultimate martial art. He thought he could focus solely on martial arts after reincarnation. But to his surprise, the goddess reincarnated him directly as a girl. Lise was truly speechless. After a round of complaining, Lise quickly accepted reality. As the strongest hero king in his past life, the first thing Lise did was try to manipulate spirit elements using the goddess's blessing. Fortunately, this body was very gifted. With memories from her past life, Lise quickly gathered spirit elements and levitated herself. But unexpectedly, at that moment, her mother suddenly pushed the door open. Although Lise reacted quickly, she was still seen by her mother. Lise hurriedly burst into tears, trying to cover it up. Seeing this, her mother thought she had just imagined it. And more importantly, the attack of the magic stone beast left her no time to think. She had to take Lise and flee to safety. Unlike her mother's panic, Lise was very interested in the magic stone beast. He actually hoped the monster would be as strong as possible, because only then would it be worth defeating. Then her mother carried Lise and fled all the way to the holy church on the mountain. Waiting at the door was Lisa's aunt. Inside was her 8-year-old male cousin named Curie, and a cousin Nia who was the same age as Lise. They had no way to deal with the magic stone beast. All they could do now was hide here, and pray the night order could drive the beast away soon. Only now did Lise clearly see the true form of the magic stone beast. The power varied depending on the color of the gem. Lise sensed the magic power within them. She immediately wanted to rush over and defeat them, but to others, it looked like she was crying out of fear of the magic stone beast. Her mother didn't find it strange. After all, her daughter was so young. It was normal to be scared. Seeing the knights outside the city fighting desperately made Lisa's cousin feel very frustrated. He had also been granted a magic mark, but could only hide here. Seeing her son so disheartened, his aunt comforted him. Your magic mark is of the highest grade. Only those who can bring hope to the people are qualified to receive it. Even if you must abandon everyone here, you must survive. But just as she finished speaking, a magic stone beast suddenly broke in. It immediately knocked the aunt flying. Seeing his mother injured and unconscious, Curie decided to fight to the death, but Lisa's mother threw the two babies to Curie, saying she would buy them time, and told Curie to escape with the girls first. But Curie did not choose to leave. After hiding Lise and her sister, he drew his sword and stood in front of his mother. Lise saw the scene clearly. To have such courage, he was destined for greatness, but for now, he was still too inexperienced. After all, he was still young. How could he be a match for the magic stone beast? Soon, both were knocked away. Seeing all three knocked unconscious, Lise decided to act. She slowly crawled out, facing the beast's roar. Lise showed no fear at all. With just one strike, the magic stone beast was blown to dust. Lise was very satisfied. Though she was just a baby, her power was still decent. Until she heard a startled voice nearby. Lise quickly turned around. Luckily, Curie only said, "What just happened?" and fainted again the next second. Seeing this, Lise breathed a sigh of relief. When he woke up later, he would surely think it was all a dream. After the crisis was over, Lise felt a bit tired. After all, she was still just a baby. The magic she used earlier had already pushed her to the limit. When she woke up again, her parents were discussing the magic stone beast attack. Everyone still thought it was Curie who did it. No one suspected Lise at all. 5 years passed in the blink of an eye. Lisa's favorite thing to do every day now is looking in the mirror. Her past complaints toward the goddess have now completely vanished. Looking at her adorable reflection in the mirror, Lise couldn't help but sigh. How am I this cute? After all, in her previous life, he had always wanted a granddaughter this cute. Lise, who often admires herself in the mirror, is quite a headache for her mother. She's clearly such a smart and well-behaved child, so why does she have this narcissistic habit? Her aunt, however, thinks it's perfectly normal. After all, she's so adorable. It's no surprise she's charmed by herself. Watching Lisa's graceful demeanor, the aunt is curious how her sister raised her. Why is it that her own daughter is also 5 years old, but always looks so silly and clueless? In the afternoon, Lise and her cousin arrived at the training grounds together. There was going to be a swordsmanship competition held here today. It was organized by someone from a major merchant guild, because merchants are often attacked by magic stone beasts during their travels. To improve their combat readiness, they regularly come to spar with the Night Corps. At that moment, the guild leader was introducing his son. Don't be fooled by his seemingly easygoing appearance now. Once he starts fighting, he becomes a completely different person. In no time, he defeated more than 10 opponents, and his attitude became increasingly arrogant. He shouted that not a single knight in the corps was worth fighting. Clearly, the way he acted when they first met was just a deliberate disguise. Everyone was puzzled by Alan's performance. Why did he always seem to find his opponent's weakness during battle? Only Lise noticed something unusual. Alan's method was actually quite simple. He was just using a very basic spell. It was a simple spell that restricted his opponent's movements. Its effect merely slowed the opponent down a little. Seeing that no one else noticed noticed he was using magic. Lise realized that people in this era were unaware of the existence of magic. Suddenly, a sword flew toward Nia. It was about to hit her. At that moment, a hand firmly caught the sword. That person was Lise. Corey, who had just arrived, breathed a sigh of relief. But unexpectedly, Alan didn't apologize. Instead, his attitude became even more arrogant. He claimed they had come seeking guidance from the knights, but now it seemed like he was the one instructing the Night Corps. Corey couldn't tolerate it anymore. He requested to enter the fight, but before stepping into the arena, he was stopped by Lise. Lise told Corey to avoid looking into the opponent's eyes during battle, because Alan might have other tricks up his sleeve. That caused everyone to become sluggish during combat. Lise didn't elaborate further. Although Corey was a bit confused, he chose to trust his sister. The battle began quickly. From the very start, Corey focused only on Alan's feet. He was already a martial arts prodigy. Once freed from the effects of magic, Alan was completely overwhelmed by Corey's attacks. Victory was within reach, but unexpectedly, an accident occurred. Because he was only watching Alan's feet, he didn't notice the wall in front of him. Alan seized the opportunity. With a single strike, the match was decided. After winning, Alan became even more arrogant. He declared that even the future Holy Knight was nothing special. Seeing her brother lose, Nia burst into tears. Lise gently patted Nia's head and said, "It's okay, I'll take care of it."
お見事です。最後に私にも稽古をつけてくれませんか?
A little girl challenging him made Alan feel utterly contemptuous. Even if he won, people would say it wasn't a fair fight. But Lise had already planned her countermeasure. She said that if he refused to fight her, she would expose his use of magic to cheat. Of course, Alan refused to admit it. But just in case, Alan agreed to Lise's challenge. Regarding this challenge, her father naturally disagreed. It was far too dangerous for Lise. But Lise said, "If you don't let me fight, I'll tell Mom about the greed jar you secretly bought."
わかった！頑張れイングリス！
引き分けが良くて何よりだ。
The duel officially began shortly after. Alan claimed he didn't take Lise seriously. Yet as soon as the match started, he still used magic. But this lowest level magic wasn't even worth Lise's attention. She could have dispelled it instantly, but that would have made things less interesting. Lise planned to win using pure swordsmanship alone. Then, Lise closed her eyes. Her skilled posture surprised everyone. Those closest to her were the most shocked. When did Lise learn swordsmanship? How did they not know? Alan launched the first attack, but to his surprise, no matter which direction he attacked from, Lise could anticipate his moves in advance. How could this little girl be so strong? It made Alan question his entire existence. Embarrassed and angry, his attacks became even fiercer, but they were still completely ineffective. Lise's father watched with eyes glowing with pride. He never expected a martial arts prodigy to emerge from his own family. Meanwhile, the battle continued. After dragging things out with Alan for so long, Lise had run out of patience. Though he was unwilling to accept it, Alan had no choice but to admit defeat. Lise gracefully lifted her skirt. Everyone saw her as a hero. Her father was as happy as a 2.5-year-old child, and Lise felt something stir in her heart.
なかなかいい戦いだった。現時点での技量は合格点といったところだが、まだまだもっともっと上を目指さねば。そのために生まれ変わったのだから。